Since we last spoke about Atlantic City's future, a number of things have happened. Is the appointment of an emergency management team the next best step for Atlantic City, do you think, Governor Florio?
Well, I'm not sure what the management team can do. I mean, they've appointed some outside consultants, one a bankruptcy consultant. It sends a signal of difficulties, but the difficulties are there, and people are going to know it. I just don't think that the management team has the ability to really do anything other than recommend to the city and to the state what should be done. So I'm not sure this solves the problem. The problem is more basic than that.
How do you see it, Governor Kean, and does this necessarily portend bankruptcy in the future for the city?
That may be the right solution, given all the past history. But to avoid bankruptcy, at least everybody's got to get on the same page. Everybody's got the same vision, state, city, county, everybody. And that vision has got to be, this is a seaside resort with great assets, the boardwalk and the ocean, everything else, and by the way, a casino or two. And that combination ought to make a livable city, and a city that can attract tourists, as long as that's the vision and that's what you're headed toward. You're not anymore a gambling resort to the same extent you've been in the past. You haven't got the monopoly anymore.
I can recall when I was in office, we had a consultant come and evaluate Atlantic City. The conclusion of the consultant was that at most 9 casinos would be viable in Atlantic City. Beyond that would be and that was 20 years ago before competition. So clearly they overbuilt, and that's why we're having many of these casinos go under.
So do you think bringing someone in from the outside is the right way to galvanize the city and take control of this issue and bringing the city back?
If the goal is to get everybody on the same page, without everybody on the same page, it's going to take a lot longer to bring Atlantic City back. Look, the casinos have been terrible. When Jim and I were governor, they were making money hand over fist because they're a monopoly, the only gambling site in all this whole part of the country. And they took the money and they took it to Las Vegas, instead of spending a lot of the money with a vision to rebuild the city as a real resort, of which casino gaming was a part. They didn't do it.
What's really interesting is that the casinos in New Jersey have an extremely low tax rate. They pay taxes at 8%, I think. Pennsylvania is 50%. So they've had a good opportunity here and still have not been able to make it.
With an outside management team, though, coming in, what kind of powers do they need to help bring Atlantic City back?
The power of persuasion. It's to the city's interest. They can't do it without help from the state. I assume the county also has to be involved. So the best thing they can do is act as a convener. I'm a believer in local government, and frankly, what I hear about the mayor of Atlantic City is he's a good mayor. So I think the power really ought to be in the city, working with this, and the others bring everybody together. That's the best power you could have.
And I think the city of Atlantic City, over the years, has not been perfect, hasn't even been good in some instances. So there are things that they can do. For example, Tom mentioned the county. The county can collaborate much more with the city. As in Camden, where they did the police department going into the county can pick up responsibilities, make things more efficient, sharing services. The water system there could be looked at, be more efficient, and yield more dividends as well.
Do you see this as an indication that the state is now unwilling to come in with financial help, as it has in the past to help ailing cities?
The state has no financial help. No. The state is trying to bail itself out. They're not going to be able to yield assistance to municipalities.
And frankly, why should you do it at Atlantic City? Why shouldn't you do it in Newark, or more to Camden, or Patterson, or the cities that may need it, frankly, a lot more? Atlantic City should be just fine with the coast and the boardwalk and the benefits of casino gaming. There's a solution there. If we're going to spend money, let's spend it in urban areas where poor people live and where there are real problems.
And ironically enough, whilst the casinos ratchet down, we say we want to bring people there, they're going to get rid of the entertainment. They're not going to be able to afford the high-end entertainment. So you're not going to be able to attract people because of that. So there's more difficulties flowing down the road.
Well, interestingly, a state monitor was appointed last year to come in and take a look at things and help to bring the city back. So what's happened since then?
I mean, beyond looking at things, the state monitor had the authority to have people in the city government sign off. So they already have some degree of control. So I'm not sure what these new consultants are going to do other than convey the image of pending bankruptcy and some of the other difficulties.
A long road to go, for sure. Governors, thank you very much for giving us your perspectives on Atlantic City and its future.
Thank you.